Welcome back. It's great to see you again. Thanks for joining in. We are going to have a really quick video today. Great tip, but essential to all of those bakers out there. And this is how to make your own, very own, homemade vanilla. Now we know vanilla prices at the store are like through the roof, right? I think I priced one out last weekend. The bottle, not very big, probably a little bit bigger than this, and it was $30 for real vanilla. So it's so pricey, but this is a great way. I'm going to show you how to make it at home, and you can reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. You may only need to replace just a couple vanilla beans every once in a while. So let's get started. So basically, all we're going to need is 2 ingredients. You're going to need vanilla bean, and you're going to need some liquor, okay? So either vodka, rum, anything, bourbon. You can use any of those flavors. Different flavors, your vanilla may taste a little bit different, depending on your preference. I have right here, this vanilla was made about a little over 5 months ago, almost 6 months ago, and it was made with just vanilla, with regular vodka. Okay, so this is ready to go. This is ready to use. We recommend aging it at least 5 months before you start using it. You can kind of rob it a little bit if you need like a teaspoon here or there, 3 or 4 months into it. It just won't have that really good vanilla flavor in it. Okay, so I'm going to teach you what to do, and then you'll be able to get the supplies that you need and start the process going at home, and then come partway through winter, you'll have some vanilla. Yeah. So I went ahead and I ordered some vanilla bean. Now I order Madagascar vanilla grade A. So it's completely up to you what you want to use. This one here is Vanilla Bean Kings, and it is, it's grade A. I get it off Amazon, so just kind of gauge what you want as far as that. I do recommend with making vanilla you use a grade A, just because you really want that good vanilla bean. And these come in, I believe, packages of 10, and you're going to use 10 vanilla beans. Okay, so you're going to use all 10 of them. My gosh, these smell so good. And you're going to use a quart canning jar or a quart container of your choice. It doesn't have to be a canning jar, although I have tons of these right now because it's canning season. Hence, you can probably see behind me, I'm like right in the middle of canning. Like canning. That's all I'm doing right now. So 1 quart canning jar, and then I have 10 of the Vanilla Bean King Madagascar vanilla beans. So 10 is good. Plan on 10 of them. All right, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna split them in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've got the other 5 here. Now, there's a couple of things that I'm gonna do. 5 of them, I'm going to split open and scrape the caviar, or the insides, that's what it's called, into my canning dish. The other ones I'm just gonna split open. Because what I wanna do is I wanna create an instant infusion of the bean paste that's inside the vanilla bean with the liquor to start that process. So you wanna make sure that you have a really super duper sharp knife. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna ever so slightly split down the center of each vanilla bean. Now make sure you have a really sharp tip and keep your fingers out of the way. You don't want to lose a finger, guys. And you're just going to take your knife and start at the top and come down and just make a slit right down the center of each one of these. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to keep going. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you how to strip that caviar right out of the center of that vanilla bean. So hang on tight. All right, welcome back. I am on my last vanilla bean. I got all 10 of them slit open. Okay, so now the next part is you're going to ever so slightly take your vanilla bean and just kind of break it open. If you need to snip the ends of it, you definitely can. I try not to. I try to just leave them in there. I'm going to snip them in at the last part. But then you're just going to take your knife, and there is the inside of the vanilla bean right there. Okay? So then what you're going to do is just kind of scrape it into your, I just kind of use the vanilla bean itself just to kind of help scrape it. And like I said, after you split this open, tilt it toward you and then scrape away from you. All right, and that'll help you get all that paste out of those beans. All right, so you're gonna do 5 of those. So pick out your meatiest ones. Kind of which ones you can scrape really good, and which ones really have a lot of good meat to them or good caviar to them. I love making my own homemade vanilla. So I learned how to make this, I don't know, quite some time ago. And you know, you forget after a while, and you get busy and then it's like, oh my goodness, I noticed when I went to the store and vanilla was through the roof, and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna order some vanilla bean and I'm gonna do it myself. So I ordered 3 packages, and I used some vanilla bean for a custard I was making. I threw a vanilla bean in there. So anyway, long story short, I was like, I'm just gonna make my own finally and break down and do it. So I did, and I'm really glad I did, because I've been making it ever since, and it's just been absolutely phenomenal. All right, so I've got 5 in there. I've scraped that paste out, okay? Now I'm gonna make sure I get everything off of the knife, because this is like liquid gold, everybody. It really is. So now what you can do is on the other 5, I'm just gonna snip off the very ends of them. I'm gonna cut them just like that. The very, very tips, not much, just enough to kind of release some of the flavoring there. And those 5 go in there just like that, okay? So you've gotten 5, all 10 of them you've split open, okay? 5 of them you've scraped the caviar off and you've thrown them in. And then the other 5 you just snip the very ends off, okay, just to get it going. So then the next thing you do is you just choose whatever liquor that you want to use. Like I said, some people like the really dark color, so they'll go with a darker like rum, or they may go with a bourbon or something like that. You could definitely do that. If you want a lighter kind, you can go with the vodka. To me, in the past, I don't notice a huge difference. There are some people that notice a really big difference. I don't, because you can, if you let it age the way that you need to, all you taste is vanilla. I mean, it's like the vanilla is so prominent. And I don't drink, so I'm not a liquor connoisseur. So I couldn't tell you what liquor you should use. All right, but just use your favorite, I guess, whatever you've got. So I had to go out and buy this because I don't have any in the house. So I had to go out and purchase it. Kind of was like, I almost felt like, oh, I'm taking it off the shelf. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I've got the spiced rum. Okay, this one's Captain Morgan's, and you want to make sure that it's at least 88 proof. Okay, so that's another tip that you want to use. You want to make sure that it's got a high alcohol content, because that alcohol content, A, is going to flavor your vanilla bean way faster and better. And when you're cooking, that's going to just immediately evaporate right out of your right out of whatever you're baking or cooking. Like if you're doing like a custard and you have to cook down the custard and you add the vanilla, the steam or the heat from that immediately evaporates the alcohol and it infuses the vanilla. So that's why you make it with alcohol, because it makes that instant separation and really riches up that vanilla and flavors that really good. So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna pour it in to the quart container. I use quarts just because they cover the vanilla bean really well. And I'm gonna fill this all the way. Look at that, folks. Perfect. All right, so what you do, the next thing you do is you always label it, okay? So I just take a regular canning lid and I'm gonna label this one spiced rum vanilla, okay? So I go ahead and I label it so I know what kind of alcohol is in there. And I'm also going to date this. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna date it up in the corner. So I'm gonna put October, like 10 of 20, all right? So 10, I'll just put the first, even though I think, I don't know, today's the 7th or 8th, something like that. So 10/1/20, so this is gonna be ready no earlier than March, okay? So I'm gonna put, down at the bottom, I'm gonna put ready, and then I'm gonna put 3/1/20. So that's about 5 months. Now, you can keep it later than that if you want to, and the later the better, all right? So, and then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this on in my shelf or on my counter or in my pantry, whatever you wanna do. And every week or so, when you go into your pantry to grab something, all you do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna give it a toss, just like that. 3 or 4 times, right around there. And then that's it, and let it set. And then you'll be good to go, all right? So you can see here, I've let this one sit. Now this was made with clear vodka, so you can definitely see how rich and dark it is just from 10 vanilla beans, okay? And the smell is absolutely amazing. It is so amazing. You can't duplicate this stuff by making it yourself. Now, when you use, 4 or 5 tablespoons, and you start seeing it getting down to about here, take some of your rum or your vodka or whatever you have, if you have some left over in your pantry, and pour it in to fill it back up. You can keep refilling this and reusing this. Now, if you're using it every day and it's going down really far, you might have to wait a month or so for it to build back up, but most of us don't use that much vanilla. Even I don't, and I bake all the time, okay? So even if I use a couple of teaspoons here and there, once I know that it's starting to get down, I just pour a little bit in there. And every 3 to 6 months, I may throw another new vanilla bean in there. I might split it open and just throw it in. But you don't have to, because these vanilla beans will be good forever. You can keep these in here forever, and you can put them into other little containers like what I have right here. You can give them away as gifts, or lots of times what I'll do is I'll keep this one because I only need a teaspoon at a time. I'll keep this one in the pantry till it gets lower, and then I'll use this, my stock, to put in here, and then I'll fill this one back up, and it just keeps rotating. And I put a couple of vanilla beans in here, so it's good to go. You can kind of see the caviar and stuff floating around in the bottom, but it is delicious. It is the best flavorful vanilla I have ever had in my life. So, hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you can. And don't forget, whatever you do, you make it with love. We'll see you next time.